So when we become resistant to insulin, here's the lousy. We actually become insulin persistent. Your body starts to put out even more insulin. That's the crikey right there. So if a doctor says you have insulin resistance, you need to think to yourself, shoot, that means my body's even pumping out more insulin? Not cool. Because if I have even more insulin in my body, there's no way I can lose weight because I can't use my weight. I can't use my body fat when insulin levels are elevated. So here are our two actions, okay? Number one, eat foods that don't stimulate insulin. We want to give our body a break from insulin so this persistent push out just starts to quiet down. We call it quieting insulin. So we're going to choose foods that are non-insulin stimulating. Which foods are non-insulin stimulating? It's low carbohydrate foods. Okay, the less carbohydrate that you eat, the less insulin your body's going to have to pump out. It's exactly linear, just like that. Okay, so you think about it. If I'm eating more things like salmon and Brussels sprouts are really low carbohydrate. All your greens are low carbohydrate. You know, things like eggs with cream cheese mixed in them. That's our egg Saratoga. Imagine scrambled eggs with butter and cream cheese. None of those stimulate insulin. That's where that idea of high fat comes in. There's fat in the butter, there's fat in the cream cheese, there's some fat in the eggs, and we've been told to avoid those. We need to avoid the carbohydrates. So eating low carbohydrate allows our body to not stimulate so much insulin. That's number one. And then number two, to give our body even more periods of time, extend the periods of time when we are in a non-insulin stimulating state. And this is where the idea, the concept of eating high fat. Now the word high and the word low, my dog just ran in, the word high and low they're not concrete. What does high mean? You know, I eat a lot of fat. In fact, what do I have? 12, 14. I have about 40 grams of fat every morning in my morning coffee. I've been doing it for 7 years and I'm slimmer and stronger than I've been in my life. Okay, 58 years old. You would think you shouldn't be consuming 40 grams of fat, Barb, every morning, but I do, and I have, and it has made a world of difference because by having, and instead of saying high fat, I'd like to use the word enough fat, okay? Because when we use the word high fat, it makes some people misled into thinking you can just keep eating fat, eat bacon, eat eggs, eat butter, and just keep eating fat. And then the people who are doing that ketogenic approach can get themselves into trouble and they think, why can't I lose the weight? Well, you're just eating too much. Okay, the whole idea is to eat enough fat. What does enough mean? When I drink my morning coffee with the amount of fat I just told you, I go for hours. In fact, I go all day. I forget to eat. I don't have lunch. I haven't eaten lunch in years. Just because I'm not hungry, I don't need it. I got myself down to 1 meal a day naturally because I'm just not hungry because I have enough fat in my first feeding. It's non-stimulating. So my insulin resistance is not a thing. My insulin's nice and quiet. So what am I doing? I'm dining in on body fuel all the time or whenever I need to.